Hello, let's continue our Sudoku adventure with Renban Nabner by Rangsk. That's me. So we have normal 6x6 Sudoku rules in every row, every column, and every 2x3 box. We are placing the digits 1 to 6 exactly once each. We also have these purple lines in the grid. Those are called Renban lines. We've done those before in this series. So digits on a Renban line must be a non-repeating consecutive set of digits, but in any order. So let's look at this little short one here. Actually, let's look at this one because it's very open. So for example, this could be 2, 3, 4, right? 2, 3, 4 is a consecutive set of digits, but they can begin in any order. So we could do 2, 3, 4 like that, or we could do 3 and 4 swapped, or we could do 2, 3, 4. They could be in order, right? It doesn't matter. Just they have to contain a consecutive set of digits. So one interesting property of which is going to be important for the Nabner. One interesting property of the Renban lines is every digit has to have a buddy, right? Has to have a consecutive buddy. Like I can't do 2, 3, 5. And one of the easy ways to see that 2, 3, 5 is broken is that 5 doesn't have a 4 or 6. Now 2, 3, 5, if this were 2, 3, 5, 6, that still wouldn't be a proper Renban line. So it's not a sufficient property, but it is a necessary property that every digit has a buddy. And so what we have here are these sort of burnt yellow lines. On these lines, these are Nabner lines, which is Renban backwards, if you didn't notice that from the title. And so we still can't repeat digits on the line. So we still can't do like 2 and 2 here. But in addition to that, every digit cannot have a consecutive buddy. So if I have a 2 on here, then I'm not allowed to put a 1 or a 3 anywhere on this Nabner. This would not be allowed because we're not allowed to have consecutive digits appear on the Nabner line. So if I have a 2, then the consecutive ones don't appear. And those are the rules. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself. And I'm going to get started right now. All right, hopefully this isn't too hard to see, but the intended break into this puzzle is row 2. Hopefully you do end up just looking at the longest Renban because it is the longest Renban. There's really not much else to look at. Maybe you spent some time thinking about the Nabner lines, only to conclude that a 3-length Nabner line doesn't, I mean, it does a little bit, but it's not hugely restricted. And so this 4-cell Renban line is either 1 through 4, 2 through 5, or 3 through 6. So in addition to always having a 3 and a 4 on it, I think it always has, does it always have two on it? No, it doesn't always have 2 on it. It always has 3 and 4 on it. But anyway, that's not important. What's important is it's missing 2 digits. It's either missing 1, 2, it's either missing 1, 2, 1, 6, or 5, 6. And those would go over here. Now, if it was missing 1, 2, those would be consecutive and break the Nabner. If it was missing 5, 6, those would be consecutive and break the Nabner. So these actually have to be a 1, 6 pair. The 2 digits missing from the Renban go in these 2 spells in the row, and they can't be consecutive, so they have to be 1, 6, which does make this a 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to gratuitously pencil mark that. So if you think about 1, 6 on this Nabner, the last digit on this Nabner can't repeat the 1 and 6, and it also can't be 2 or 5, so it's from 3 or 4. Now, hopefully this given one has you thinking about this 3-cell Renban along with this 3, 4, and you realize that the 3, 4 forces the Renban to be extreme because it can't have both 3 and 4 on it. So it can't be like 2, 3, 4 or 3, 4, 5, right? So you end up with only 1, 2, 3 or 4, 5, 6, but because of the 1, it can't be 1, 2, 3. So it ends up 4, 5, 6, which does make this a 3, and it makes this a 2. And you place a 2 directly on a Nabner, so hopefully that makes you think about what that does to the Nabner. It removes 3 from it. And if 3's not here, 3's not here, 3 must be placed here. So that looks up. All right. So what else goes on this Nabner? Only 4, 5, and 6. But if I were to put a 5 on the Nabner, it would be alone because I couldn't put 4 and 6 on it. So we're not allowed to put a 5 on it. We have to do the 2 that are separated. And that puts 5 here in the box. All right, and we did place a 3 in right on this Renban. So hopefully you look at this Renban next. And so we could be 1, 2, 3, or we could be 2, 3, 4. But there must be a 2 on it, right? If we don't have a 2, we'd be 3, 4, 5, and we don't have a 5 available. So there is a 2 on it. That looks up, and that makes this cell a 4. Hopefully you've been tracking that as you go. The 4 looks back down, making a 1-2 pair. Places the 6 here. We need a 2 in the box, which goes up there. That's not that important, though. I'm just looking at it as see if there's any other Sudoku we can do. We can place a 1 in this box here. Okay, so the next thing to look at, though, is this row here. There's only 3 digits left in this row. So these have to be from 1 to 5. Now, we can't put the 1 and the 2 next to each other on this Nabner, so they must contain the 5, which means this is not a 5. Now, the important thing to realize about this cell being 1 or 2 on this Nabner is that means we can't put another 1 or 2 on the Nabner. No matter where we put it, we end up with a 1-2 pair, which would be consecutive. So this Nabner can't have 1, 2, or 3 on it because of the 3 in the column, which makes it from 4, 5, 6. And we get the same exact problem we had here, where if I include the 5, then I can't include the 4 and 6, and that doesn't work. So this ends up a 4, 6 pair, which looks up, making this a 6. This, makes this not a 6. It makes it a 1, which does a bunch of Sudoku. So we'll finish that Sudoku here. And that makes this the missing digit, which is the 5. And now that this has a 5 on it and not a 6, it's clearly going to be 5, 4, 3. And we know the order of it. It gives us the 2 here. It gives us the 2 here. All right. And now I think the next best thing to look at is this little 3-cell Renban in this box. Hope maybe you pencil the box. So you do 1, 2, 3, 5. You see that. Because there's no 4 on the Renban, there can't be a 5 on the Renban. Maybe you can even see that without penciling. But that does place the 5 here. And that finishes all of these digits. And then now there's just one more thing to pencil, which is over here. I do think this might be the hardest step of the puzzle, but it's the end, so hopefully it's the only thing you have to focus on. I think there might be a few ways to think about this, but the way that I thought about this is no matter what value this is, this can't be 4 or 6. If it's a 4, then that's a 6. So basically, if this is a 4 or a 6, we get a 4 or 6 pair in the column, and that removes 4 or 6 from here, right? The only other option is it's a 5, which still removes 4 or 6 from here. So this cell is never 4 or 6. It must be a 3. And then that's going to tell you, because the 3 we can't put a 4 on the Nabner because of the 3, and we just got a 5 in the column, so that's a 6. And all of this resolves, and we're done. So I feel like the puzzle flows pretty well from the break-in. It hopefully does a good job directing you at the next thing to look at. And the next thing to look at is always like something recent. So I'm hoping that you didn't get too stuck on this. Let me know how you did. I hope it was approachable and fun and all that. Let me know. And of course, if you did enjoy this, then why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.